my name is Michael Elling. I'm the founder and CEO of Elling International Consulting Group. It's an international executive search and leadership advisory firm. We are based in Salzburg and so very much internationally active. And I'm looking forward to the interview about the EU Pay Transparency Directive and the practical effects for the company. Yeah, the EU Pay Transparency Directive is for many companies, of course, some kind of challenge, and a lot of HR departments and leaders are looking very much and focusing on that area, which is very important. One question is very important for many organizations we advise, and that is how do we do it practically, and how do we make sure that we have advantages at the end of the day, and that the EU Pay Transparency Directive is supporting our growth story. And there are definitely ways how to do that. A lot of companies do it more on a compliance level, but we call it fair pay leadership, which means that we create together with the company, with our clients, advantages, human competitive advantage, and in the market, and make sure that the companies create it positively and gain positive effects out of that. For example, for the talent market, that they become more attractive. The leadership development is concretely supported. The employee satisfaction is concretely developed in a positive way, and so on. So if you take it in the right way, you can take the challenge as an advantage and create really advantages for the culture and for the success of the overall company. Yeah, it depends very much from the company, of course, from the size and from the situation where they're in their development, what is important to do, and why it is important as well to look at the entire scenario. That means not only on the compliance and technical side, but as well on the positive effects for the growth and for the success of the company. So what does that mean concretely? As a CHRO for a company, or whatever, as HR leader for whatever size of a company, you have to look at the entire picture. And that means you should see this challenge not only as an HR compliance topic, but much more as a topic, how do you make sure that the entire company is growing? And that means if you have a startup or a smaller company, scale up, 100 plus employees, then of course you have to look at that group. If it is international, you have to look at each and every market to make sure that the compliance is there and that you get the positive effects out of the different markets. And when you are responsible for a global organization, there are effects as well related to Asia, to the North American market, for example, Middle East, for example. So you need to make sure that the entire company is equally fair paid, and that the entire positive effects for the company globally are really achieved as well. So it's very important to have a comprehensive view fitting to each and every company, and to have a concrete plan for each and every company how to achieve these competitive advantages. Yeah, what is also very important when we break it down a little bit more, that is that the leadership team, and I don't mean only HR, of course, by that, it takes it as the challenge as it is, and the opportunity for developing the human competitive edge. That means HR has to work together with the entire leadership team, with the executive team. The CEO support is very important. Also, the involvement of the board of the company, if there is any, is very important. So really, the entire leadership team should be informed, and there should be a clear understanding how to tackle that and how to make sure for the company, based on the roadmap, what I talked already about, how do we take it and how do we develop the company further? Very important. Leadership is really the key starting point for all other effects which are coming. Yeah, it's now time to really be active and take it. And so it's not as I said, a compliance topic, and that's not only due to the compliance topic issues we have with the EU Pay Transparency that we should start now. It's also perfect timing when you have, for a second, a global perspective, for example, to create your human competitive advantage, which means to develop your culture further in a direction that really sets you up from your competition, which really shows for talents that you have a working space which is special and which is attractive to the talents, and that you really make sure that the positive effects are really measurable down to earth at the end of the day, are really implemented, and that they are measured on a sustainable, comprehensive basis. Very important and a great opportunity to do it exactly now, because the legislation is running and in all the different markets. And so the EU directive is already in place, and so it will come. So it's perfect to do it now. And there are a lot of great opportunities which go out as well in the market and develops the company further. So, but very important to start now. If not done yet, do it now.